Hello subscribers, welcome to our video. Now listen the story carefully with headphone and closely eye for better experience.
The story of the title is the haunted cabin in the dense woods of Maple Creek. There was a cabin that everyone avoided. It stood isolated, its wooden structure decayed over decades, shrouded in mystery and tales of restless spirits. The townsfolk believed it to be cursed, haunted by the spirit of a woman who had perished in a fire many years ago. Despite the warnings, 5 adventurous friends, Sarah, James, Lucy, Mark, and Emily, decided to face their fears and spend the night in the infamous cabin. The night they chose was stormy, with thunder rumbling ominously in the distance as they made their way through the woods. The path was narrow and overgrown, lit only by the faint light of their flashlights. As they approached the cabin, a sense of unease settled over them, but they brushed it off as mere superstition. The cabin loomed ahead, its windows dark and lifeless. The door creaked open as they pushed, revealing a grand, dusty hallway. The air was thick with the scent of mold and decay. Sarah, whispering, "This place gives me the creeps." James, laughing nervously, "Come on, it's just an old house. Let's explore." The friends split up to explore different parts of the cabin, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The rooms were filled with old furniture covered in dust, cobwebs hanging from the ceilings. It felt like stepping back in time to a place that had been frozen in its last moments of life. In the living room, Lucy found an old, dusty mirror hanging on the wall. Her eyes were drawn to it, almost hypnotized. Lucy, fascinated, "Look at this mirror, it's like it's calling to us." Suddenly, the room temperature dropped and a chilling wind blew through, extinguishing their flashlights. Shadows danced on the walls, whispering unintelligible secrets. The friends huddled together, their breaths visible in the cold air. Sarah, scared, "Did you hear that?" It sounded like voices. Mark, sternly, "Stay together. It's probably just the wind." As they moved deeper into the house, the whispers grew louder. Sarah felt an icy touch on her shoulder and spun around, but no one was there. Her heart raced as she tried to shake off the fear. The basement door stood ajar, a sense of dread emanating from the darkness below. The friends descended the creaky stairs, their flashlights flickering. The basement was filled with old, charred furniture and relics of a life long forgotten. But Emily, tentatively, "Maybe we should leave. This doesn't feel right." James, undeterred, "We've come this far. We need to find out what happened." On a dusty table, they found an old journal. Its pages were yellowed with age, and the cover was scorched. James opened it, his hands trembling as he began to read. Diary entry, October 31st, 1920. "He's coming for me. The flames are everywhere. If anyone finds this, know that my spirit remains, trapped in this hellish place." As James read the last line, the basement grew colder, and they heard a woman's anguished scream echo through the halls. The lights flickered, and a faint smell of smoke filled the air. Fear gripped their hearts as they realized the gravity of their situation. The ghostly figure of the woman appeared behind them, her eyes filled with rage and sorrow. The friends froze, unable to move. Her presence was overwhelming, a dark shadow of the past. Ghostly woman, whispering, "Leave this place, or suffer my fate." Panic set in, and the friends scrambled to flee the basement. The woman's spirit followed them, her wails growing louder, echoing in their ears. They burst into the living room, their breaths coming in ragged gasps. Sarah, panicking, "We need to get out of here." Mark, struggling with the door, "It's locked. We're trapped." In their desperation, they searched for another way out. The windows were nailed shut, and the walls seemed to close in on them. The spirit of the woman was relentless, her cries filling the air with despair. Lucy, sobbing, "Why did we come here? We should have listened." As they frantically searched for an escape, the spirit revealed glimpses of her tragic past. Images of the fire flashed before their eyes, the woman trapped, flames engulfing the cabin, her desperate attempts to escape. The woman, Annabelle, was a young bride, full of hope and dreams. The fire had been started by her jealous ex-lover, who couldn't bear to see her happy. Annabelle's screams for help went unheard, and she perished in the flames, her spirit bound to the cabin forever. The friends felt her pain, her sorrow, and understood why her spirit couldn't rest. They knew they had to help her find peace. Emily, pleading, "Annabelle, we're sorry. We didn't mean to disturb you." The spirit's wail softened for a moment, her eyes reflecting a glimmer of hope. She reached out to them, her ghostly hand hovering in the air. "Annabelle, softly, set me free." The friends knew what they had to do. They searched the cabin for anything that could help release her spirit. In the attic, they found a small box containing Annabelle's wedding ring and a letter from her beloved. Diary entry, October 31st, 1920. To my dearest Annabelle, though we are apart, my love for you burns eternal. May we meet again in a place where our souls can rest in peace. Cut to int. Basement. They brought the items to the basement and placed them where they had found the journal. The spirit of Annabelle appeared, her form more solid and serene. "James, rest now, Annabelle. You're free." A warm light enveloped Annabelle, and she smiled, her spirit finally at peace. The room filled with a soothing warmth, and the friends felt a sense of calm wash over them. The door unlocked, and the friends stepped out into the night, the storm having passed. The cabin stood silent, its secrets finally laid to rest. As they walked away, they looked back one last time, seeing Annabelle's spirit wave goodbye before fading into the night. The legend of the haunted cabin lived on, but now it was a story of peace and redemption. The friends had faced their fears, uncovered the truth, and helped a restless spirit find the peace she deserved.